What are the first words that come to your mind when you hear the word mafia? Many of you would have your mind racing to the infamous cartels and powerful individuals running the streets of this city or that city, empowered by weapons and raising hell of every kind. That's generally the image they inspire, and truthfully, you wouldn't be too far off. Well, today we are going to talk about the mafia, albeit a different kind of mafia. The group in question here is the PayPal Mafia. This too is a powerful group of individuals running the streets of Silicon Valley, empowered by brainpower and raising tech hell of every kind. When it comes to it, you will find that this mafia has actually infiltrated your homes and your lives in ways that you might not have otherwise seen. Stick around to see exactly what I mean. So by now, you must be wondering, what is this PayPal Mafia? Who really are the faces behind this elite group? What did they do to earn such universal acclaim? And perhaps most importantly, what are they doing now? I will answer these and more questions in this video and set you off on an inspiring mob story as I talk about what happened to PayPal's other founders. Let's begin. PayPal as a company probably needs no introduction to anyone on this channel. With almost 300 million customers, over 20 million active merchant accounts, and billions of transactions conducted every year, PayPal is an industry leader in the facilitation of finance payments. Its market dominance is elaborated even further by its market capitalization of almost $250 billion. This is the company we all know and use today. But at some point, PayPal was just an idea in the minds of a few young men working from the back of a garage. These men were Peter Thiel, Luke Nosek, Elon Musk, and Max Levchin. Known for their entrepreneurial mindset and anti-establishment attitude, this elite group is now known as the PayPal Mafia. And they all put in time during the payment platform's early days some 20 years ago. Despite the name, this outfit is an entirely legit group of tech entrepreneurs, the firm's founders. Among these, Elon Musk is already very well documented, even on this channel. So in this video, we will focus on the other founders of PayPal, where they are, and what they have done since parting with the company. Be warned, these mafia bosses are running Wall Street like it's their home turf. But shh, let's keep this video our own secret, huh? Without further ado, here's a rundown of the most prominent members of this exclusive group and what they're up to 2 decades later. First on the list, we have Peter Thiel, also known as the Don of the PayPal Mafia. His name is most recognizable with the founding of the firm. Peter Thiel was born in Frankfurt, but he moved with his family to the United States. He studied philosophy at Stanford University, graduating with a BA in 1989. He then went on to graduate from Stanford Law School in 1992. After graduation, he worked as a judicial law clerk and in related jobs, going on to found his own capital management firm in 1996. Just 2 years later, in 1998, Thiel co-founded PayPal with Max Levchin and Luke Nosek, and he served as the company's CEO until it was sold to eBay in 2002. Thiel's 3.7% stake was worth a whopping $55 million. After his time with PayPal, the Don founded Clarium Capital, a global macro hedge fund based in San Francisco. In 2004, he went on to launch Palantir Technologies, a big data analysis company, and served as its chairman through 2019. In 2005, he also launched the Founders Fund with PayPal partners Ken Howery and Luke Nosek. Thiel had become Facebook's first outside investor when he acquired a 10.2% stake for $500,000 in August 2004, and he sold the majority of his shares in Facebook for over $1 billion in 2012, a hefty return for the Don. To date, he remains on the board of directors of Facebook. Apart from this, Thiel co-founded several companies, including Valar Ventures and Mithril Capital, while also serving as a part-time partner at Y Combinator from 2015 to 2017. However, Thiel has drawn criticism in recent years for his support of President Donald Trump, and for secretly funding Hulk Hogan's lawsuit against Gawker Media, which resulted in the company shutting down Gawker and selling the company's assets. It is important to note that through the Thiel Foundation, Thiel governs the grant-making bodies Breakout Labs and Thiel Fellowship, and funds nonprofit research into artificial intelligence, life extension, and seasteading. This interest is credited to his business partner who put him on this course. We will discuss him at length later in the video. In October, the Wall Street Journal reported Founders Fund is raising nearly $3 billion across 2 funds, one of which will pump money into late-stage startups that want to delay an IPO. Thiel is also dabbling in the growing cryptocurrency market, participating in this gold rush that's happening across the markets. It was recently reported he was part of a $50 million investment in Layer 1, a San Francisco-based Bitcoin mining startup. Very clearly, Peter Thiel's days since PayPal have been very active and full of utility. If you thought of Peter Thiel as the godfather, wait until you meet the next member of the PayPal Mafia. Max Levchin is popularly called the consigliere of the PayPal Mafia, a title meaning an advisor to the boss. This stems from his relationship with Peter Thiel. Max Levchin was a co-founder at PayPal and served as the firm's chief technology officer. While at PayPal, Levchin made significant contributions to the company. He was heavily involved in facilitating PayPal's anti-fraud efforts. Together with PayPal technical architect David Gausbeck, he helped create the Gausbeck-Levchin test, an early version of a CAPTCHA for commercial applications. After the sale of PayPal, where Levchin made $34 million, he founded a new company, Slide. In August of 2010, Google bought the company for $182 million, and Levchin became the company's vice president of engineering. During this time, Levchin kept busy as well. He helped to start Yelp in 2004, was appointed to the board of directors of Evernote, and he co-founded the financial services company Affirm. At present, Levchin now serves as the CEO of Affirm, a payment platform he co-founded. For clarification, Affirm works like an instant layaway program, allowing consumers to finance online purchases at the point of sale and pay for them over time. In April this year, Reuters reported Affirm had raised $300 million in its latest funding round to support hiring and expansion. In recent years, he started a company called HVF, a firm designed to fund projects looking to leverage data, and joined Yahoo's board of directors. Levchin is also the chairman of Glow, a fertility tracking app that helps users improve their odds of conceiving. He's clearly keeping himself busy and changing the world one step at a time. However, Thiel and Levchin are not the only ones leaving an impact. The next co-founders are playing just as significant a role. Ken Howery had what one may call an instant start to this world of fame. The same year he graduated, he co-founded PayPal with the other members of the PayPal Mafia. Howery served as PayPal's chief financial officer. Following PayPal's acquisition by eBay in 2002, Howery stayed on, serving as eBay's director of corporate development until 2003. Howery then rejoined Thiel in 2004 at Clarium Capital Management, where he served as vice president of private equity. Less than 12 months later, he started Founders Fund with Thiel and Nosek. In 2012, he co-founded PopExpert, an online learning platform that allows users to connect face-to-face with experts across a broad range of fields. That same year, the World Economic Forum named Howery a young global leader, an acknowledgement of his work ethic and results. Howery has served on the boards of Quantcast and ZocDoc. He has lectured on entrepreneurship at elite universities and worked with students to develop elite business models. Howery is also a member of the Explorers Club, a non-profit group that promotes scientific exploration. Adding to his already impressive resume, he serves as an advisor to Kiva, a well-known charity organization. Finally, we get to the man who inspired Peter Thiel in more ways than one. Lukasz Nosek was born in Tarnów, Poland. After emigrating to the US, he earned a BS in computer engineering from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. While still in college, he co-founded SponsorNet New Media Incorporated, along with fellow Illinois students Max Levchin and Scott Bannister. In 1998, with Max Levchin, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Ken Howery, Nosek co-founded PayPal, serving as vice president of marketing and strategy, creating the company's instant transfer product. He's reportedly the person who clued in Peter Thiel to cryogenic preservation, which Thiel has since invested in heavily. After PayPal went public and was sold in 2002, Nosek left the company to travel and pursue angel investing. In 2005, with Thiel and Howery, he started Founders Fund, a San Francisco-based venture capital firm. In July 2017, Nosek left Founders Fund to launch GigaFund, an investment fund focused on space exploration. Nosek was the first institutional investor in Elon Musk's SpaceX and sits on the company's board. He also sits on the board of ResearchGate, a platform where scientists and researchers can ask questions, follow topics, and review one another's papers. Nosek is still making an impact in his own capacity and his own way. No one with a sober mind can deny that the PayPal mafia has changed how we see the tech world, especially Silicon Valley, for better and for worse. And while it has been many years since PayPal was sold, they have since moved on and in their individual ways impacted the world in big ways. The several companies they have founded and co-founded are making real change the world over, while the several boards they sit on are changing lives left and right. Whether or not the world will see such an influential group of people from the same stem impact the world in such a way is doubtable. I guess the only thing left to wonder is if, back then, when these men sat in that garage drawing up plans for PayPal's growth, they ever expected to see their little ragtag band become the famous and powerful PayPal mafia.